Oh, welcome to day 2, you guys. I'm excited. We're kicking this off with some mindset, not macros, not nutrition 101. We're kicking this off with some mindset. This is an amazing mindset shift that I experienced, and I am going to share with you. This is a story that I have not shared. This is a mindset video that I have not shared with any of my clients. Okay. So let's dive into it. I want to talk about a mindset shift that I had, and it was really a game changer for my fitness journey and made things a lot simpler and more hopeful. Now, before I start, I want to ask you a question. Okay. Have you ever started a program, gone all in, and given up in a few weeks? I know you have, and so have I. We're going to break down today why that keeps happening to you and how to ensure that it's never going to happen again. Ready? Okay, a quick question. Really quick question. If, you ready? If you had unlimited time, motivation, energy, maybe no kids, or a reliable daycare, everything that you possibly needed to have the ideal fitness plan, and a lot of us have this ideal fitness life that we think we would do. If we had enough time, we would do. If we had enough money, we would do. If we had more of something. So think about what that is. So to put it another way, think about training really hard. If you had to train for Tough Mudder or a boot camp, like actual army boot camp, not going to the gym and doing boot camp, like basic training boot camp, what does training hard look like in your mind? Think about that for a second. I'm going to tell you a story while you're thinking about that. So let me tell you a story. My parents met at the gym. I know, cuteness. And I used to watch my dad eat plain chicken, iceberg lettuce. He'd bike off to work, go to teach gym. Right? He's bike off to work. He's eating his plain chicken. He'd go teach classes. He'd be drinking his protein shakes, and he'd be working really, really hard. My mom had a very similar routine, except that she wasn't a PT. She'd get off work, go to the gym, go do dad's classes, and then do her workout. They'd be at the gym 2 hours every single day. And sometimes we'd be in the gym daycare, which was super fun. And I'd see the personal trainers there jacked as fuck. And they've been there since 6 a.m. to do their workout, eat their protein powder, flipping tires, run 8 kilometers home, and teaching classes, multiple classes a day. So what I saw and what I learned was, wow, you really have to work hard to take care of your body. Like this is a like lifestyles of the rich and famous kind of lifestyle. If I want to look like them, I have to set aside 2-3 hours a day and be very rigid with the way that I eat, right? So in my adult life, when I was done being a bratty teen, sorry, mom, I got into fitness, and what did I do? I worked harder. I got up early and I would run 8 kilometers before I went to work. And after work, I'd bike 10 kilometers to the gym, work out, and bike 10 kilometers back. I juiced things, which is gross, by the way. I did smoothies. When I couldn't get to the gym, I did insanity workouts 2 times a day. Have any of you ever done insanity? I hate Beachbody, first of all. But yeah, I did those. Would you say this is a really healthy lifestyle? Is this kind of what your vision looked like? Getting up in the morning, maybe you're going to go for a run, and then you're going to do some yoga, and then you're going to go to work, and you're going to be like the most productive person ever at your job that day. And then you're going to come home, go to the gym, work out, you got your protein shake, right? Like you are meticulously tracking your boiled chicken. You think that that's the lifestyle that you would live. If you had a personal chef and a personal trainer and all of these things, you'd be working really, really hard, and you would get the goals that you want to have achieved, right? That's how it works, or that's how you think it should work. But it's kind of not. It's kind of not. Okay. Let me cast a little vision for you of people would say that I would wake up, my ideal fitness life, like it's going to be 5 a.m., right? We're going for a jog. We're going to go spinning. I'm going to do yoga. You're going to do all the things. You've got the yoga, right? The frozen yogurt stuff. Like you don't need anything unhealthy. It's perfect. It's perfect. right? Take my supplements. It's pretty extreme and it's pretty lengthy. But did you feel a sense of success when I was talking about it? Or did you feel a sense of overwhelm and unattainability? Definitely unsustainability. You think about these routines, whether you're inspired by Rocky or you're inspired by Naruto, Hercules, they're very time consuming and very intense. And now here's the mindset shift that I had. If you start taking your fitness more seriously and you start researching it or listening to my content, shameless plug, you come to realize that a lot of these things are not necessary at all for fat loss. And you think, okay, well, I want to lose weight. None of that requires me to do the thing where I wake up at 5 a.m. and jog for 5 kilometers every day and go to the gym for 2 hours. In fact, I just have to give some quick facts. And some people, like, you can grow muscle and gain strength in as little as 1 set a day. Did you know that? 1 set a day. You can do that in 1 minute, 2 minutes more realistically. If you want to have a full body routine that you follow week by week, you could take up 10 or 15 minutes a day, which we're doing in here. And that's following some studies that show ideal muscle growth with 3 sets to failure. Now, if we take a break here and we consider 2 things that I asked you to consider, which is 1, your ideal fitness routine and your ideal fitness life, and 2, your fitness goals, what you want out of your fitness life, then you might notice there's a little bit of a discrepancy. What you think you should be doing and where you want to go and what your life actually looks like. See, I'm just talking to the average person here, and that discrepancy is that your ideal fitness life doesn't necessarily match with your fitness goals or where you're at in your life. And in fact, in many cases, your fitness goals don't require nearly as much time and effort and energy and motivation. And all that's required is that you are considering in your ideal fitness life, you need to focus on where you are and where you want to be, as opposed to what you think you should be doing. You can put on muscle and start seeing results doing a single intentional set a day. So why do we put this lifestyle up on a pedestal and then get mad when we cannot attain it? It's unattainable. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not one of those influencer people who just have all the time in the world to work out, right? They have no other commitments. It's not for me. I can't do this. We put this up on a pedestal and we make it impossible. And did you know that's actually one of 3 strategies when you are self-sabotaging? I'm going to share a little study here. We're going off topic a little bit. Well, on topic, but off what I wanted to talk about. There was a study done psychologically on children. We do all kinds of psychological studies on children. It's fabulous. And they set up the beanbag toss, okay? And they said that they could stand anywhere in the room, but they needed to get the beanbag in the hole, right? Or try to get the beanbag in the hole. That was the goal. And the kids were fairly evenly split into thirds. One group would stand so impossibly close that they could not fail. One group stood kind of in the middle and gave themselves a bit of a challenge to try and do it. And the third group ended up standing so far away that there was no possible way that they could ever hit that it would be by some act of God that they were able to hit that. That's what we do with our fitness goals. Why do we do that? Because we don't believe that we can, so we may as well make it impossible. If it's so unattainable that nobody could do it, then you're not at fault for anything that goes on. You're not at fault for the outcome. If it is so impossibly unattainable, then no one could do it. When in reality, you just had to stand somewhere in the middle and give yourself a little bit of a challenge. Okay. Back on topic where we wanted to be. Why do we feel like we need to operate at the level of an extreme athlete to accomplish our goals and be successful, right? That's one option. There's a lot of possibilities here that we could get into, but a lot of it is the media we consume, especially when we're young. And if you're from my generation, when we watch stories, we watch Disney, we watch cartoons, when the main character has to fight the villain, ta-da, right? Think about Hercules. They undergo this huge training montage. Think about Mulan, where they have to overcome hellish conditions and completely change who they are. The hero's journey. Every superhero origin requires intense transformation, right? Completely change who they are in an effort. Massive transformation and effort. Go watch Hercules. Go watch Mulan. Okay? Go watch any hero's journey show ever. But it's not necessary for every person. And why is this such an important mindset shift that I'm talking about? Why am I making a video about it? Well, it's important because I believe most of us are not living our ideal fitness life that we think of in our mind. Lord knows, guys, I am not. Do you think that I get up every day and I just go out and I run and I go crazy and I work out for hours a day? Absolutely not. This challenge is built on the routine that I do that helped me so far lose where are we at 45 pounds this year. No, I am not. Because I know that this mindset is going to make you feel like, well, maybe one day I can have it, but not today because I'm not Hercules. I'm not the Kardashians. I'm not this. I'm not that. It's not for me. It is for you. It's absolutely for you. And in just a few minutes a day, you can achieve this. So it could be maybe one day or just a few minutes a day today. Okay. Most of us subconsciously, we've built up this insurmountable mountain in our minds about what an ideal fitness routine would be and all the possibilities that could come as a result of that, right? Biggest Loser is another one that makes me mental. You don't need to do that, Jillian Michaels, right? We could be stronger. We could be fitter. We could be more toned. We could be leaner. And boy, we will look a lot more attractive. And these goals are great. But I think, well, considering this, you might have realized that realistically, you're probably not going to get there overnight. So does it do you any good to give everything you have for a week and then quit? No. And as a result, our ideals in our mind that the thing we're building up is the ideal fitness routine or the ideal anything really becomes another barrier to entry. We keep on failing or not even trying. I'm never going to get there if I can't work out an hour a day. I can't look like that because I don't have an hour in the morning to go for a jog. I'll never see past my belly again because I can't work hard or as hard as I think I have to because you've built up a way that you want to do it in your mind. You're thinking, well, this is no way I can do that because it becomes a dream home, right? Instead of your actual home. So instead of a home improvement that you could do, like building a deck, maybe not me, painting, right? Fixing a sink, it becomes a mansion. And you're like, well, if only I could have that maybe someday, but not now. When in most reality, most of your fitness goals you could have in a few minutes a day. So like this is the mindset shift that I had when I stopped trying to do 1,000 sit-ups a day, going for a 5K jog, 20-kilometer bike rides, and then go to the gym. Oh my God. Think of all that I've done, and maybe not all at the same time, but I've done a lot of crazy fitness routines in my time. Like a lot. And when I stopped trying to pursue that and tried to deal with the burnout of that, oh my God, like this is exhausting. I'm trying to do this every day. If only I could have a rest day, but no, because Hercules didn't have a rest day. When we start realizing that we don't need to spend all of this time and we start crafting a routine that gives us this freedom. We start building a routine around something that can actually build towards the goals we want, then fitness becomes a lot simpler and it becomes a lot more enjoyable and it becomes a lot more doable, even when we're tired, right? I'm tired, but I could go get up and do 10 minutes of exercise right now. I could go do 10 minutes of some squats. I could go to a 10-minute walk around the block. I could do that, even though I'm tired. So if it's been a long day at work and you're like, man, I just don't feel like doing an hour at the gym today, it's like, fine, you can spend 10 minutes. It's 10 intense, intentional minutes perhaps, but then you still have that time. You still have that energy. You're going to have more energy. And then if you build it intelligently, then you can have your foundation of your routine take 5 to 10 minutes, and then other stuff like, oh, I'll go for a jog, then I'll go on the treadmill, or maybe I'll do some HIIT, or maybe I'll go do some big lifts. I'm going to work on some big lifts because I've done my 5-10 minutes of foundation, right? And then I'll jump rope and I'll stretch a little bit, whatever makes you happy. You get intentional about it. You build that foundation and it just becomes like second nature to you. And then you can add on so that you can scale it from anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour when you're ready for it. When you're ready to be at that elite level that my clients are training at in the Elite Coaching Academy, right? 10 minutes to an hour. And not all of them are training at an hour. Some of them are still training at 10 minutes, right? But what you're feeling that day shouldn't dictate your routine. And if your routine has to be, you need to be in a perfect position with perfect energy and a perfect mindset and a perfect mood with a perfect day and no red lights to be able to accomplish it, like that's why you keep failing. Now you've got something that's adaptable for the rest of your life. Now that routine that if this is your first time watching me, you'll be like, wow, this fitness chick is going to sell me a routine, right? Man, day one and I'm getting a pitch. No, you're here right now. You're doing it for free. I've given you the foundation completely free. Hi, it's me. I'm giving you everything. You can combine it with other disciplines. And some people look at that and it's too simple for them. Well, like It's 10 or 15 minutes a day, but I want to spend 30, 40. I'm not going to burn out. I just have that energy right now. Cool. That's amazing. Good for you. Add to it, right? Double the routine, add cardio, which I'm also giving to you. There's no pitch here. The ideal fitness routine is unique to each individual because we are all unique. Our lives are all unique. Our goals are all unique. Our family and life circumstances, they're all unique, you guys. And so all that rambling is just to say that fitness might not be as complicated and time consuming and insurpassable and insurmountable as you might think. It's not. The first step might be right there for you. It might be here today. You're taking it today. Congratulations. It might just be doing a single set of wall push-ups today. It might be doing a single set of squats today. So the next time you see a shiny fitness person, you don't think, sorry, boy, I wish I could do that, but I just don't have the time. I just don't have the money. I just don't have the motivation. You can think instead the foundation of that can be built in a couple minutes a day. Start with building a few minutes a day and adding and changing as I go. And then when you look back a few years later, you might notice that you've built quite a bit of progress that you previously thought was impossible or very hard because you thought you had to do it in 3 months. As hard as you can for 3 months, and then I will be Hercules, right? So remember, we don't need to be Hercules. We aren't training for Mount Olympus. We're training for life, which means we have all the time in the world. Did you guys get some value from this today? I want you to take that ideal fitness life and throw it in the garbage. You do not need to work out like that. You do not need to work as hard as you possibly can to get where you want to go. You just have to keep working. You just have to keep going. You just have to keep pivoting and start where you're at today. If where you're at today is you're just starting to walk, that's amazing. If where you're at today is you're just starting to do some squats under the toilet while you're watching your kids have a bath, right? That's amazing. Congratulations. That's absolutely phenomenal. And if what's stopping you from continuing on this journey is, I don't have an hour to go to the gym, congratulations, you just found the best trainer in the whole world to help you do this. Now, I'm not biased at all, and completely humble, right? But no, seriously, you don't have to. I work out 15 minutes a day. If I can get to the gym consistently, that's amazing, but that's not realistic in my life right now. I've got 3 kids. I've got football practices. I got swimming lessons. I've got a busy job. I have a family that I have to help and support and take care of. I do not have time to go to the gym. And that sounds crazy coming from a personal trainer. I try to get there, but the reality is that it's so inconsistent that it's not worth it for me to get mad about not being able to go for an hour. So what did I do? I built this program. I built this program for me and now for you, and I'm giving it to you for free because I want you to have this shift. You don't have to be freaking influencer Hercules. You don't have to be. I don't even know who they are. I don't watch them. I intentionally don't watch people on social media who push this kind of lifestyle because it makes me feel bad. And I know that it's not necessary. So I'm here today, very long ramble, to tell you guys that you can do this. You can see weight loss, you can see muscle gain, and you can do it in 15 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be impossible. You just have to be willing to keep going. Imagine if you just quit. You're going to do this challenge, okay? You're going to quit after this challenge. You're not going to keep going. Maybe you don't want to work with me. That's fine. You don't have to. You can do your own thing, boo. But I would love to have you. Right? You're going to do this challenge. Maybe you don't even finish the challenge. You quit because you're like, I just can't. Like, I need to do this hour a day thing, and it's just not part of my lifestyle. So I'll do it one day when I have the time. 3 years will go by before your kids are in school and you've got any time. And then you've got other commitments because time never slows down. So what if you had worked out 15 minutes a day for that 3 years? Where would you be? Instead of waiting for the perfect time and starting 3 years later, where would you be? What if you had started 3 years ago doing exactly this, what I'm teaching you guys in here? Where would you be? Don't quit. Pivot. Find a new reality and make it yours. And I'm here to show you that in this challenge today. All right. You lovely ladies. Was that amazing? I want to know what your biggest takeaway from this is. Go post it in the group. Go post in the group what your biggest takeaway was. I want to hear your revelation. I want to know what hit home for you. Maybe there was one line that I said that just stuck out from you, for you, and I want to know what it is. So go post your biggest takeaways in the group. Tag me in it. I'm excited to read them. Have the best day ever.